Welcome to HA After Dark. Good evening. Thank you so very much for tuning in. We are going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun today, tonight, this evening. John O'Brennan. Before we get to the John O'Brennan voices, I want to kind of give a brief background of just based on the research that we've done and just based on the reality of the situation. The FBI, all of these organizations, all these agencies, ODNI, they all fall under the executive branch. Hello, everyone. Thank you so very much. And they all fall under the executive branch. Mueller, Comey, Brennan, Clapper, all of them fall under the executive branch. And he has every right to go ahead and do whatever the heck he wants. Trump has every right to pull a security clearance from somebody who's no longer in the United States government. Now, if he went and if he went ahead and said, well, you know what, every Democrat, I'm going to pull if you're a registered Democrat, I'm going to pull a security clearance. If you happen to be a registered Democrat, then I'm going to go ahead and make sure you can't look at classified information. Then that would be okay. I could kind of see that. I think that he could still do that under Article 2. He could still go ahead and he could still utilize his power as the head of the executive branch. So this is a Washington Examiner article. Proper presidential control and distance from the FBI opinion. February 2nd, 2018. Just basic understanding of the United States Constitution. The executive power shall be vested in the President of the United States of America, begins Article 2 of the Constitution. It's pretty straightforward. The President is the boss of the executive branch. The executive branch is an extension of him. What power it has, he delegates it. There is no fourth branch of government. There's legislative, judicial, and executive. So every federal official or employee outside the court system and Congress works for the president. Every federal employee outside of the court system and Congress works for the president. Higher level officials serve mostly at the pleasure of the person sitting in the Oval Office. As a constitutional matter, okay, let's just go ahead. As a constitutional matter, where am I? Then President Trump has, as a constitutional matter, then President Trump has every right to fire an FBI director, a special counsel, his attorney general, or a deputy attorney general. What's more, he is no more required to give a reason than when he was firing a contestant at The Apprentice. Case closed. To my super chat, thank you so very much. That's it. If Trump wants to fire Sessions, if Trump wants to fire Mueller, if Trump wants to fire Comey, Rosenstein, he can do so under Article 2. They fall under the executive branch of government. He's the head of the executive branch. Obviously, he's the president of the United States of America. So there you go. There you go. And if he wants to pull a security clearance, he can do so. The problem with the Democratic Party is that they revere. See, they're not really patriotic. They don't really have a lot of pride in the country. You could tell with Andrew Cuomo, we've never been great. This country's never been great. And you could say, well, and I get it. I used to be a progressive. I understand. I get it. oh, there's a lot of problems, and we've never really been great. There's a lot of problems, and he's just going ahead and speaking, speaking the truth. I get that, but it's not what you want to hear when you've sacrificed a great deal for the country, or when you appreciate the sacrifices of others in the country. It's not that you can't hear that. It's like they what Democrats do is very interesting. This is a really sad, pathetic propaganda spin. They know that they're not they know that they're not how do I put this? They want to be as patriotic as Republicans, but they can't go ahead and do so. So then they cozy up to the intelligence community. They're not Republicans, so they're not going to have too much pride in the country, but they'll pretend to care about the country when it comes to the xenophobia regarding Russia. So if it's manufacturing jobs and making sure that we don't go sign we don't become part of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and more jobs are shipped overseas and more companies leave America, then it's like oh well, that's okay, that's just the nature of free markets, it's globalism, you just have to go ahead and deal with it. Whereas Republicans, and well, Trump in particular, is like, no, we're going to impose tariffs on companies that dump steel or that engage in unfair trade practices regarding dairy with Canada or whatever, with China, with steel. No, we're going to go ahead. There's a Christian pastor, and there's a lot of things Turkey's not doing well, not really playing ball. So we're going to, impose economic sanctions on them. And America first, make America great again. I don't really like propaganda. I'm not a fan of that, by the way. I'm not a fan of when President Trump says make America great again, because I've always felt we've been great. We're just a great nation. I'm like the anti-Andrew Cuomo. I've always felt we've been great. But then we'll get to Cuomo greatness. Oh, speak, oh wise one. Andrew Cuomo, you don't understand what I meant. I tried to be like Cynthia Nixon, but it didn't work out. So greatness. But Democrats are funny. They're like, we have to protect this country from Russia. And we have to protect this country from Russia, and it's okay if you don't, it's not a big deal if you kneel at the national anthem. But the thing is, Trump's position on that is almost very similar to Pelosi's. If you talk about just purely political stance, Nancy Pelosi is not kneeling. Hillary Clinton's not kneeling, even though she told a student, "Oh, good job." And if you want to kneel, fine, but at the same time, acknowledge that it's hurting veterans. Black veterans also are upset. Latino veterans also are upset. So, I mean, I wrote an article defending Colin Kaepernick, but that was before it was kind of that the whole situation was taken and manipulated by both sides, but especially by the Democratic Party. My point is that their version of patriotism is not, they're uncomfortable with Make America Great Again or America First or manufacturing jobs or tariffs to protect American businesses or a border wall. You can disagree with the border wall. The pros and cons of a border wall, if it prevents drug trafficking, fine. Michael O'Connell, thank you so very much. Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much, Michael O'Connell. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. But they have this faux patriotism, Democrats. Sherlock Collins. Michael O'Connell, thank you so very much, sir. Sherlock Collins. John R. Marg, thank you, John. Thank you, John R. Thank you. Shala, I was just wrapping up, and then it's after dark with HA. I get texts alert from Acacia for Ocasio-Cortez events since she refused to have the media at her last town hall. I am compelled to attend and report. Do so. Yeah, that'd be great. Sherlock Collins, do so. Yeah. Everyone subscribe to Sherlock Collins. She's moving. It's almost at 4,000. She is almost at 4,000. She's beautiful inside and out. Sherlock Collins is awesome. Thank you, Michael O'Connell, again. And Sherlock Collins is fantastic. That would be interesting. And I think that Ocasio-Cortez should go ahead and debate Ben Shapiro, but that's a whole other story. But I guess my long-winded response regarding President Trump having every right in the world. You can't have obstruction of justice when the executive shall be vested in a president. The executive power shall be vested in a president of the United States of America. That's it. If you have the Constitution and you have high confidence from intelligence chiefs that hated Trump. Elizabeth Luker, thank you so very, very much. Elizabeth, thank you. Elizabeth, Michael Shala, and David Kaplan. Shavua Tov. Have a great week. Thank you, David. Thank you so very much. That is like a Hebrew for a Saturday night, which is after the Jewish Sabbath. You'd say that. And so thank you, David Kaplan. Shavua Tov to you. Thank you so very, very much. Elizabeth Luker, thank you again. Thank you as always. You are, and Elizabeth is one of the regulators, the moderators. Yeah, Shala and Michael O'Connell, thank you again. Elizabeth Luker, as always, thank you so very, very, very much. Shala, let's go ahead real quick before we continue talking about Brennan, John O'Brennan. So Ocasio-Cortez banned the media? I read it, and then I was like, Ocasio-Cortez bans press from covering campaign event. Oh my God, that's what is going on here. Ocasio-Cortez criticized for excluding press from 2 town hall meetings. Why would you not want to? Why would you not want to publish or to publicize? I mean, doesn't single payer save lives? I don't get it. Child of Yah, did you read the article where JJ Reddick claims saw a caged woman in the backseat of a New York cab? I heard about that article. I'll get to that. Child of Yah, thank you so very much. Paul Clank. Yeah, I saw that. Alligators caged women in taxi. Paul Clank, thank you. Elizabeth Luker, as always, thank you so very much. I know that you're Auburn and your husband's Auburn, you're Alabama. Or am I getting it the other way around? No, I think your husband is Auburn. Auburn Tigers and you're Crimson Tide. Elizabeth Luker, thank you. David Kaplan, Shavua Tov to you. Thank you so very, very much. Child of Yah, I'm going to get to that in a second. But why would you go ahead and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez criticized for excluding press from 2 town hall meetings? What is that even? Why? Like, you're not dealing with a cult or a... Like, what's the point? Like, don't you want to publicize single payer? How are you going to pay for it? You can't just simply say Medicare for all. Well, there's problems with Medicare. Now, how do you ensure that there are no problems with Medicare for 320 million people? Right, there's 40 million people on Medicare. So how do you ensure? How do you pay for one number is $30 trillion? Well, people are paying but people are paying the different, healthcare needs. Some people are paying premiums that, single people who aren't married, people who are married with kids, people who they have different needs. So the one size fits all. It's not this panacea. It's not, how are you going to pay for it? How in the transition? Let's say you could pay for it, but the transition, how are you going to get blue dog Democrats to vote for Medicare for all? And how are you going if you don't even win the House? You don't have the House. You don't have the Senate. You don't have the executive, which controls John Brennan's security clearance. And by the way, Sally Yates and Susan Rice and James Clapper. Clapper is next.
Clapper, my big forehead. You have no idea how much intelligence this forehead can hold.
Elizabeth Luker, thank you. Michael O'Connell, thank you. Shalah, even Bernie was more gangster than that. Willing to debate anyone. His courage was the primary reason people were riding with him. Exactly, Shalah Collins. He was willing to talk. He was willing to debate. And then rebuttal is like, well, I get a rebuttal like, well, Trump wasn't willing to debate. Yeah, but Trump won. Trump won. Bernie got cheated, and now you have Joe Crowley. So let's not get to Joe what he's doing, which was hilarious. President Trump so hold on. Where is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? So this is the New York Times. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the Democratic candidate for Congress who quickly became a star of progressive politics after winning an upset victory in New York House primary this summer, came under fire this week for excluding the press from 2 community meetings that were otherwise open to the public. Ms. Ocasio-Cortez, who's predicted to win the 14th congressional district, which includes parts of Queens and the Bronx, did not allow reporters to attend town hall meetings. One reporter scoffed that Ms. Ocasio-Cortez, a political newcomer, would be in for a rough time on Capitol Hill, where reporters roam freely. How are you going to, how do you get this? Ms. Ocasio-Cortez called the controversy a non-story. Wow. See, even the Washington Post. Sungmin Kim, Ocasio-Cortez is in for a rough time on Capitol Hill, where reporters roam freely all hours of the day and night. If this is her attitude towards the press, campaign says we wanted to help create a safe space. Create a space where community members felt comfortable and open to express themselves without the distraction of cameras and press. That makes it a private event. Don't make it a public event and ban the press. Our community is 50% immigrant. Folks are victims of DV trafficking and personal medical issues. This town hall was designed for residents to feel safe, discussing sensitive issues in a threatening political time. What? Oh, my goodness. We indicated previously they would be closed to the press. Oh, Lord. I mean, I kind of see Ocasio-Cortez's... H.A., did you study meteor scatter communications? Next is moon bounce. There will be quizzes. Thank you, Papa D. I appreciate that. Thank you, Papa D. As always, Papa D is awesome. He's the man. Papa D, thank you. Elizabeth Luker. One of the great moderators of this channel. Thank you. David Kaplan. Thank you. Michael Connolly. Michael O'Connell. Thank you. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of get where she's coming from on that. I can kind of see where she's coming from with that. I know. I got to shave this. This is ridiculous. Not working out. You think I should shave this? I think I should. It's not like I need Rogaine on my face. At a certain point, you're going to be a member of Congress. I mean, you're going to be a member of Congress. This is about saving lives. Eric H526, thank you so much as always. Jeff McDaniel 100, thank you. Elizabeth Luker, as we say in the South, bless her heart. Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth Luker. Tammy Adams, your peach fuzz looks cute. Thank you. Thank you, Tammy. Greatly appreciated. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to shave it. Tree climbing. She said it felt like a 10.2 and she should know. Veteran Anarchy. Thank you. I don't know. My whole thing is like on the left, like when you have the Washington Post, they'll do anything to represent for Democrats. They'll do anything. And the Washington Post is kind of on your case. Not good. After Brennan, 9 other face security clearances. Trump says he's reviewing security clearances for 9 other individuals. James Clapper, James Comey, Michael Hayden, Sally Yates, Susan Rice, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, and Bruce Orr. Let's try it again. James Clapper, James Comey, Michael Hayden, Sally Yates, Susan Rice, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, and Bruce Orr. Do it all in one day. Or you can do it, just spread it out, whatever you want, President Trump. Sam, let's talk understanding one's enemies. The best way to explain why Trump is the opposite of what they think is to point out his enemies. People who continue to pass terrible laws. The best way to explain why Trump is the opposite of what they think is to point out his enemies. The one thing I do like about Trump, Sam, and I'm a Trump voter, and I will vote for Trump in 2020. And one thing I really like about him is the fact that he's willing to pull security clearances. You can't make money off your prior job in the United States government. You first of all, you're a risk in terms of espionage. You're an espionage risk. It's true. You do know a man by his enemies and a woman by her enemies. You're an espionage. Let's say you're John O'Brien, or like, and you know, some gorgeous spy, sees him at a bar. Hey, what's your name?
I'm John O'Brien. What's yours?
Sally.
Hello, Sally. You remind me of my old girlfriend. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How many subs do you have? How many submarines does the United States have?
Oh, I can talk about that all day and night. Why don't you come over for a nightcap? We could talk about nuclear subs. We could talk about the B-1 bomber of yesteryear. We could talk about Hillary Clinton's unencrypted private server. My, how good-looking you are.
I mean, it's like, so Sam, you're right. I mean, it's like, could you imagine? John Brennan is like the honey trap, this guy's like craving attention.
You really think I'm special? Well, I'll go ahead and tell you where all the nuclear silos are. What are you going to do? You're not going to take a nuclear weapon, a missile yourself. Let's go ahead. I'll draw a little diagram for you.
Sam, Thank you so much. Can we see how much money Brennan has made for his comments on the news possible? Well, I think it's. I mean, it's. I don't know if it's public knowledge, but I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult. They're actually like, if it's like a schlump like me, like a poor schlump like me, they just, I didn't get paid. I was on CNN 3 times, MSNBC twice, and RT 9 times, but I never got paid. They don't pay like schlumps. I'm no John O'Brennan. With John Brennan, they pay him. Why? Because he has a security clearance and he lied under oath. So they pay him. They have like him on retainer. Say something really bad about Trump. Oh, it's treasonous. Hate him, hate him, hate him. Bad, 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 bad. By the way, don't call Clapper. He doesn't know anything. Clapper's a buffoon. His brain size, it's actually, it's the reverse. He has a giant cranium and small brain. It's a bird brain. It's like a giant stadium with a little grain of sand. That's the brain. His big melon head is the stadium. Anyway, why don't you come to my place tonight? I'll play some Marvin Gaye. Let's get it on. And I'll go ahead and tell you troop movements and, I don't know, the dimensions of our new aircraft carrier. Or the dimensions of my aircraft carrier. Sam Jage. Also, why is nothing being done to people who lie under oath? Ay, ay, ay. Sam, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. And, can I tell you something? That is what bothers me the most. The guy, they lie. They lie. And then with Papadopoulos, by the way, his wife is, I have a beautiful, amazing wife. Okay, I'm not trying, I am very lucky. God bless me. But he has a very beautiful, very awesome wife, okay, he should listen to. And, he's a lucky guy. I'm a lucky guy too, but he's a lucky guy. Okay, he's a lucky guy. And why, Sam? Because President Obama, like George Bush, Obama and Bush, part of the same world sphere. I thought Obama would be different. Wingless Angel, hello, HA. If I had a fireplace, I'd sub to WAPA. What? Wingless Angel? What'd you say? If I had a fireplace, I'd sub to Washington Post? For kid. Okay, I get it. Yes. Well, that's true, That's true. You know why, Sam? Because they just get away with it. It's just nothing. There's this allure, this reverence that DC has. And the only person, by the way, and Sam, this is why, if you play ball, if President Obama told John Brennan to jump, he would say, "How high, Mr. President? How high? I was fantastic at the long jump." Mark Skog, Brennan June, Trump is an unhinged lunatic traitor. Brennan August, you guys are crazy. I never said that. That's right. Yeah, that's right. So, Sam, they basically they are revered, unfortunately, by people in DC, even though they've been wrong on most things, and they get away with it because they have the president, on their side. But they get away with it also because they're yes men. So Mark Skog, you're 100% right. He wants us to use I was just joking. I didn't mean to call him a satanic traitor who should be hurled into space by Space Force One. I never said that he should be put in a space pod in Space Force One and launched into the galaxy, never to come back again. I never said that at all. That was a lie. Run the tape. When did I say that? David Kaplan, Brennan, the United States isn't involved in insurgency in Yemen, or maybe it is. I know. Basically, David, anything that he says, the opposite is. Well, that never happened. That means it happened. It did. It did happen because he said it never happened. I think that Trump worked with the Russians. He did never. Trump never worked with the Russians. That's why. Yeah, never just spied on the Senate. You spied on the Senate. Anything that happens, anything Brennan says, the opposite. He's a liar. Like Clapper, 2 liars. Sam's right. They should be charged. Well, why did Hillary? Well, you know what the thing is? At least with Brennan and Clapper, they're not as sloppy as Hillary. She'll eventually be charged. That's not even Michael O'Connell. If the senior officials at DOJ, CIA, FBI did their jobs and used Hillary's stupidity trap, and the spies arrested stupidity trap her, and the spies arrested a lot of them. Yep. No, I get it. I agree 100%. But you know what it is? And Michael and Sam and David, you mentioned, basically alluded to it. But Michael and Sam, here's the deal. Hillary's like, look, I heard, Steele dossier, pass the Crevassier, whatever. I'm getting drunk. I'm doing what I want to do. Don't care. I don't care. I'm going to use a private server. President Obama knows. He's going to say he doesn't know. I'm going to have John Brennan, James Clapper, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, Bruce Orr, and Nellie Orr, all of them. BuzzFeed. I'm going to have Michael Steele, Christopher Steele. I'm going to have Glenn Simpson. I'm going to have Natalia Veselnskaya meet with Trump Jr. before and after the meeting. And everything's going to be fine. And I'm just going to go ahead and get drunk in the woods and no one's going to touch me, okay? Wrong. Everybody I just named is no longer in power. Get the security clearance dropped. They're fired. They face legal repercussions, getting sued up the wazoo. Nobody's protecting Clinton anymore. At least Clapper and Brennan kept their crimes, pretty much, away from the public sphere, aside from the crimes that we do know, which is lying under oath. So they're kind of okay, even though we're like, hey, you lied under oath, you're a criminal. They're like, oh, well, I forgot about that. Clinton is going to go ahead. She's going to get drunk. I mean, she's going to get drunk, that's for sure, but she's going to get indicted because she's too sloppy. And Bill's like, I don't know. This woman's going to be the death of me. She doesn't even feel my pain. But you're looking pretty cute. What's your name? Why don't you come over here? Hillary is sloppy. John O'Brennan, you don't want Clapper with us at the bar. Clapper security clearance. Well, that's funny because I'm having a sex on the beach also. What's your name? My name is James. James Clapper, yes. Well, I used to be the ODNI chief. You're really a nice person. Maybe we can go and talk some intelligence. You don't want these people with, and then the Washington Post, they're like, oh my God. This is so bad. He's a tyrant. He's Genghis Khan, he's Stalin, he's everything bad, all wrapped into one. Pol Pot, everything bad. Hitler, everything bad. Oh my God. Trump's list, those who might lose their security clearance. John O'Brennan, look at the 10 individuals. James Clapper, James Comey. Oh, and I love that they wrote this in a way like James Clapper, Clapper served Obama as director of national intelligence and had key positions in the U.S. intelligence community. I love the community. Like they're holding hands in a circle. It's a community. No, it's about 20 people, 20, 30 people, from chiefs to people under them. that basically do whatever the president says at the moment. He has been critical of Trump and told CNN once that he has no plans to stop speaking out when he's asked for his views. Well, you can speak out without your clearance, Clapper.
If they're saying that's the only way I can speak is to be in adulation mode of this president, I'm sorry. I don't think I can sign up for that.
Yeah, you lied under oath, like Brennan. It's so funny. Now how did they spin James Comey? So funny. James Comey goes, once again, this president is sending a message that he will punish people. How is it to punish people who disagree with him and reward those who praise him? That's basically President Obama, Bush, everybody. It's like, how does he? This is not a punishment. They're not children. You're not owed your clearance. You're part of the executive branch. You're not even in government anymore. Tree climbing. Bill wants the key if Hillary gets locked. Exactly. He's like, I told you you'd be locked up. I'll put a shrimp on the barbie for you in case you come out. Don't hold your breath. Sorry, Hillary. Can't help you. I'm going to visit you every month, once a month. I know. You're probably unhappy in that jail cell, but I told you to use a state.gov. You wouldn't use a state.gov. You paid for the Steele dossier. You thought it was past the Crevassier. They're like, oh my God. He's going to attack people. He's going to attack people who don't agree with him. He's going to pull their security clearance. Yes, so what? The ultimate matchup impression would be Brennan speaking with Sessions about AJ or Space Force. Brennan speaking with Sessions about Space Force. That would be interesting. Like,
hello?
Hi there, it's John. Is this John O?
Yes, it is.
Well, this is Sessions. Kiss my booty. Bye. Kiss my booty. Your security clearance is gone. He gone. Banned. KC and the Sunshine Band. Hi, Hillary. I'm here. Don't get any crazy ideas. Just here to see you for the press. So they're like, oh my God. It's you know what it is? It's kind of interesting because Child of yeah. So thank you so much, Child of thank you. It's interesting because they don't realize that actually sticking up for intelligence people doesn't get you votes. It doesn't get you votes. It actually hurts you. Oh my God! I'm warning everyone. I want to warn everyone. Okay. Do you know what they did to the Green Party? The poor Green Party. The poor Green Party. They went ahead. They totally attacked. Are they still attacking the Green Party? Oh no, they still are. Oh, they still are. Everyone, it's just it's so sad. And it's just interesting too. Like when the midterms, roll around, and you have you have GOP, you have Jim Jordan as the Speaker of the House. And let's say there are the poor, oh my God, like they're going to have to get protection. Like that's when the Green Party is going to be like, Second Amendment. Because they'll need like they're like the Democrats, when they lose, they're going to blame somebody. And then they're going to blame Bernie supporters. And you're going to hear the same thing from Bernie supporters. What? You can't believe this? It's going to be the same thing. And then in the end, 75, 80% of the Bernie supporters will vote for Democrats in 2020. It's going to be the same thing. I've lived it for years and years. I know it's the same. How dare you? You blame us? You have no idea. What? Oh, no. Listen, and then at the end of the day, the Green, Bernie, they're going to crush. And then it's going to be Biden, vote Biden. Trump's America. Are you going to be that deciding vote that ruins everything for everyone? You better not. Your life's going to be ruined. We're going to ruin your life. We're going to treat you like a Manafort trial juror. You better not do it. I mean, think of how the Green Party felt. They didn't even lose by the margin. That margin, and maybe with the with the absentee ballots, fine. But it I don't know. I never got that. Did you see what happened? So this is Ohio. Let's just look at Ohio. So Troy Balderson grabbed them by the McMaster. And it was just so sad. It was so sad. So, what's the problem here? They lost by 1,500 votes. Okay. And Joe Manchin, the Green Party, got 1,129 votes. Am I missing something here? Now, I understand the absentee ballot, but that's not what they were even talking about. They just wanted blood. They want revenge. They're like, yeah, Manafort should suffer. Who cares if nobody informed him he was actually committing crimes? The bank was okay with it. The government was okay with it. Everything was okay with it. But he had a panda skin slippers. No. Get him. We're liberals. We love regime change and destroying Libya. But if you wear panda skin slippers, your good is gone to us. Troy Balderson, 100. It's like, there's something wrong with their math, their brains. Brains are fried from Russian interference. Do they have any brain cells left? That's the problem. That's the thing. Troy Balderson, 101,772 votes. And this, by the way, like Danny O'Connor was on. This is the best. Hold on. If you want to talk about somebody that actually did hurt Danny O'Connor, Chris Matthews beatdown. This is called an old school beatdown. Okay? This is what a Democrat does to anyone who dares fall out of line. That's why they called me insane, because I was like, no, this is really wrong. You're crazy. But it didn't stop me at all. Danny O'Connor, Chris Matthews. Okay, so this is what's called a beatdown. Oh, come on. Oh, here. You better vote for Pelosi. If you don't vote for Pelosi, you're dead to me.
Okay, you don't want to deal with it. Okay, what about Nancy Pelosi? The first vote you have to cast when you become a member of Congress is to vote for the leader of your party that's nominated for Speaker. Who are you going to vote for Speaker?
I don't know who's going to run, but I know
Pelosi's running for re-election.
I don't know who's going to run. Nice try. Chris Matthews will chew you up like a pit bull, like a bulldog. Don't even try it. Don't try to do that. You have a Wolverine. You have a great white shark. Chris Matthews, been there since FDR. He's not playing. Don't do it.
We need change.
That's not going to work either. Chris Matthews eating you up right now.
So you're not voting for Pelosi?
No.
So how do you help the Democrats get the 218 they need to win the House? You have to be one of the votes.
Yeah,
so what are you going to do? If you're one of the 218 they need to take control of the House, and the vote on the floor is Pelosi, what are you going to do?
We need leadership on both sides.
So you vote against her even if it meant you didn't get control of the House?
We need leadership.
And you don't get control of the House?
Well, we need to.
If it's a decisive vote, would you vote against Pelosi? If it's decisive.
We need new leadership on both sides.
You know you have to decide this. Just tell me you know you have to decide it.
No, but we need new leadership.
No, just tell me you know.
The old ways aren't working.
No, you know that for the.
I mean, how many talking points can you go through? Poor Danny O'Connor. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yoni A. HA, does Peter Strzok see jail time? I hope he gets indicted. We'll see. I'm more certain, Yoni A, that Hillary will get charged with one of her many crimes. Because you can't just fall back on, well, you know, I mean, Christopher Wray can't fall back on, well, it was covered up by, I mean, because the Clinton Foundation, it's like this, Yoni A. I played baseball in high school. It's just like this. Like, I remember one time the umpire, I didn't swing, it was a ball, he called a strike. Or no, what was it? The umpires make up for it. So they call a ball that's a strike. They'll call a strike. If they call a strike that's a ball, then they'll make up for it. And you're like, what? Why would you do that? So he called a strike a ball, and then he made up for it by calling a ball a strike. And I was like, what's going on here? So they knew that the FBI totally covered for Clinton. They'll get her on the Clinton Foundation or campaign finance reform. So I'm more certain that Hillary will see indictment than Strzok, but I'm hoping that he does. And I believe he should. He tampered with evidence. You can't go ahead and say, oh yeah, gross negligence. Let's make it extreme carelessness just so, you know, it doesn't coincide with U.S. Code 793F. But we'll see. I hope that he does. I'm not 100% sure. Yoni A, thank you. Visions of Ariella. I hope Visions of Ariella are doing great. When it becomes a movie, the making of Visions of Ariella, please put something in there for me in this chat. You can have, I don't know, who could play me. Yoni A, thank you. Thank you as always. David Kaplan, Karnak. Will Manafort be acquitted Monday? I say it might be a mistrial. I'm hoping. I don't know. I mean, the odds are that he gets, you know, 1 or 2, 3 or 4 or 5 accounts or whatever, but I think it'll be a letdown for Democrats. I'm hoping. David, I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know. But I can tell you it's not good for Manafort. It's not good for Mueller that it's taking so long. So that is like not good. So Manafort already has egg on his face from that. So but I hope he's acquitted, or if it's a hung jury, you know, mistrial. We'll see. It's very difficult to, you know, convict somebody when like the bank and the government don't let them know that, you know, anything happened. I mean, that puts everyone at risk. Brian, who can run for Dems in 2020? It can't be Grope and Joe. Joe Biden. Brian, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. Kamala Harris, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I don't know. Hillary Clinton, which there were reports that she's running again. And by the way, everyone will go ahead and vote for her again. What was CNN, MSNBC, and NYT trying to get the names of the jurors in the Manafort trial to harass them over the weekend? TB, exactly that. To bully them, to harass them. So TB, to bully, to harass. To bully, to harass, to intimidate. So David, that's pretty much, I mean, you know. Tree climbing, late night with HA. Thank you, tree climbing. Thank you, Eric H526. And I just found out now that John Brennan wants to sue. Look at that. He wants to sue to prevent the president from revoking more security clearance. Are you kidding me? This is hilarious. He is the president of the United States of America. He leads the executive branch. Oh my God. Thank you, Sean, for that. Oh my God. You know, do it. Bring it. Bring it. Do it. Brennan. Do it. Do it, Brennan. Give it your best shot. Give it your best shot. Don't wimp out, Brennan. You said you're going to go ahead and sue the president. Don't wimp out.
Save Clapper. Do it for us, Brennan. Do it for Clapper.
But getting back to this, Troy Balderson, 101,772. Danny O'Connor, 100,208. That's over 500 votes. What's the problem? It's over 1,500 votes. So Joe Manchin, 1,129 votes. Is it a problem with their brains? Are their brains fried? The basic math you learn in fourth and fifth grade? Not even third, fourth grade. What's wrong with their brains? Robert French, thank you so very much. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert. What's wrong with their brains? It was the Green Party didn't even affect Troy Balderson. Thank you, Robert, again. Thank you. Troy Balderson, Danny O'Connor, Joe Manchin. What is this hate that the Green Party got? You still wouldn't have won. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. It's so sad. Alexander M. Gonzalez. We all know it's Bernie Say It. Alexander, I respect him as a human being. I have to vote. I have to do my thing. But I do respect you for doing your thing. Believe me, I was where you're at, Alexander M. Gonzalez, and I respect you, man. I respect you. We'll see. I respect the passion and the, thank you as always for supporting this channel. Alexander M. Gonzalez, thank you. I want someone who fights, and I want someone who fires Comey, Strzok, McCabe. I don't know if Bernie would have done that. I don't think he would have done that at all. I don't think he would have done that. And if anyone in the RNC tried to cheat Trump, he would be gnawing at their brain, at their head. It would just be like a horror movie. Trump would have their head and be like, ah. Like if Reince Priebus tried to, he'd be like, ah. He'd be like one of those Walking Dead movies. Okay, let's listen to this fantastic beatdown again.
Okay, you don't want to deal with it. Okay, what about Nancy Pelosi? The first vote you have to cast when you become a member of Congress is to vote for the leader of your party that's nominated for Speaker. Who are you going to vote for Speaker?
I don't know who's going to run, but
I don't know who's going to run. Really? You sure about that? $20 million to invest Manafort. Waste of money. I know. The whole thing, 20 mil. I know. I know. I agree with you. A sojourner is the biggest waste of money in U.S. history because there's no actual crime.
Pelosi's running for re-election.
we need change. We need change on both
So
sides.
you're not voting for Pelosi?
No.
Well, how are you going to help the Democrats get the 218 they need to win the House? You have to be one of the votes.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? If you're one of the 218 they need to take control of the House, and the vote on the floor is Pelosi, what are you going to do?
We need leadership on both sides.
So you vote against her, even if you didn't get control of the House.
We need leadership.
And you don't get control of the House.
Well, we need to.
If it's a decisive vote, would you vote against Pelosi? If it's decisive.
We need new leadership on both sides.
You know you have to decide this. Just tell me you know you have to decide it.
No, but we need new leadership.
No, just tell me you know.
See what happened? What's the poor guy? He's getting pummeled by Chris Matthews. Pummeled. Absolutely pummeled by Chris Matthews. And all Danny O'Connor had to say was, nah, I'm not going to vote for her. That's it. Nah, I'm not going to vote for her. Alexander M. Gonzalez, you don't know that? That's true. You're right about that. But if he didn't, my thing is, if he didn't fight against the DNC and Democrats, why would he fight against Comey, Strzok, Page, McCabe, all of them? So I'm just, again, I don't know that. You're right. I could be wrong, but I don't see a history of actual, retribution there for people who did him wrong. Trump would be like gnawing at their brains, like, all Danny O'Connor had to do was be like, you know what, Chris Matthews, and because he thought about what happened with Danny O'Connor in that clip with Chris Matthews. He's like, oh my God, the donor money. Oh no, I'm on MSNBC, and then they're like, oh, they got so close. They got so close in Ohio. Yeah, because Danny O'Connor was on all the major stations. He got a lot more press coverage than poor Troy Balderson. Brennan, I'm thinking of taking legal action. Do it. Do it. Don't think. This is so good.
An appropriate justice that he handled, Congress Democrat, on a legal.
Very strong case here. Not so much to reclaim mine, but to prevent it happening in the future. Mm-hmm. And so I am thinking about what it is that.
Do it. You want to go ahead and challenge the Constitution? You want to challenge the president's constitutional authority to remove a security clearance from a former executive branch employee? Do it. Do it. Don't talk. Act. Do it, Brennan. Go ahead and do it. What are you waiting for? I mean, it's like they don't realize that people hate this stuff. They have no clue. They have no understanding about, they don't get it. Oh, my goodness. Every single time Trump tweets something, Democrats and the media are like, oh my God, this man needs to be removed from office. But people don't care about tweets. Voters really don't care about tweets. You're not going to get enough enthusiasm. Because there are people who are like, wait a second, you're going to take my firearms away from me? No, sorry. Doesn't work that way. I'm going out and voting. A Sojourner, when is the Clinton cartel being investigated for stealing funds? Exactly, meant for Haiti. $10 billion. $10 billion, 3%. It's only 3% accounted for. And I interviewed a brilliant Haitian-born journalist, Daddy Cherry. She is absolutely wonderful. And I interviewed Charles Ortel, who's absolutely wonderful. Both of them are, awesome. And they both said the same thing. Daddy Cherry is, devoted her life to journalism and exposing corruption. She talked about, and they always hide, ASOS journal. They're like, well, it's not the Clinton Foundation. Yeah, it's the subsidiary organizations. The New York Times already it was already it's already already documented. $9.5 billion. Clinton interim Haiti recovery commission. So it's like, it's unbelievable. By 2012, the IHRC interim Haiti recovery commission had already collected $5.9 billion out of $9.5 billion. Where'd the money go? Where'd the money go? Where'd the money go? Where did the money go? Where did the money go? Oh my God. Where did the money go? It's okay, though. She's not an enabler, supremacist, sympathizer. It's okay.
John Brennan, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to take you to court. See you in court. Going to sue you, President Trump. I'm going to sue the Constitution. I'm going to sue James Madison. I'm going to sue George Washington because they wrote a flawed document.
Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very, very, very much. God bless. You were all absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, everyone here. To my super chat, thank you so very, very much. Hit subscribe to this channel. 700 people. Hit subscribe to this channel. To Eric H526 and all my Beverly. Thank you to all my moderators. Thank you, Elizabeth Luker. Thank you, David. Everyone, thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Have sweet dreams. Have a great evening. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Sandra. Love you all. Love everyone here. Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. And I will see you all tomorrow. I am Sylar. Thank you. Conservative to the core. Sorry I'm late to the party. So glad to be here. Conservative to the core. Thank you so very, very, very much. Thank you for supporting this channel. And agenda. Thank you so very much. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, everyone.